Part 4. So after all the vagina talk, I did come across something like Kumar, which is throw, create, beget, produce, carry out, or hammer out from metal, to invent or to beat. So I thought that's also like Hephaestus, really. For gold, I was thinking of like Gaul, as in like Frank's association. I'm not sure about sore-footed or refractory. Lying down in the melting snow. So I was thinking of lion recumbent, which does seem to link with Scotland. And melting snow, Thor, which sounds like Thor, the Nordic god, which also made me think of Tau, so like his hammers, if that relates to this sort of like hammering out, like Hephaestus above. Couldn't find any lions associated with Thor, but of interest to me at least, I did come across the Prudo lions, which makes me laugh so much. They're also called the Soleb lions. I say that makes me laugh because Prudo was named after Lord Prudo, but obviously that's got nothing to do with the actual history of the objects. A pair of ancient Egyptian red granite monumental sculptures from the 18th dynasty. They're in the British Museum. Originally stood as guardian figures at the Temple of Soleb in Nubia. The reason why that's interesting to me because Prudo, which is a strange name, I think, no one can ever spell it, was my grandfather's name, but he was not Algernon Percy. But my mum does have Percy cousins, none of which has got anything to do with the poem. There were times we regretted, so I was thinking, well, being rude, I guess I've covered that, but also RW the lion. Later on, that this was all folly. So the word Kessel in Hebrew is fools, which I think relates to the wise men. I wrote it down. Also the tarot card. And then a folly is also a building or a garden with no practical purpose. And then, but there was no information, and so we continued. There was no information as there was no news. That's as far as I got. And I think I'm going to save a bit of energy because it's been a very weird week. Thanks for listening.